All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about, or at least documenting, the end of the classic rock era and doing it in real time for a few real people out here, just like you and just like me. So, going to be talking about Chicago, the band. I had a couple of people send me messages about what's going on with Chicago these days. And if you're one of these people who like original members, this isn't good news. Before I start talking about Chicago, and I'll do a little screen sharing here, um, this new band that I had on the show a couple weeks ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, Studio Deluxe. All right. And it's Studio D and then the little apostrophe and then LUX. Studio Deluxe featuring Easier Said Than Done. I believe they might have another song out there. But the band features Bill Champlin, Keith Howland, who is a beast on guitar, even to this day, former Billy Joel drummer Liberty DeVito, and two other guys who are very accomplished musicians, Malcolm Gold and Doug Kistner. Malcolm Gold plays bass, and I believe Doug plays the keyboards. And this is a great project. Great songwriting, great musicians, world class, and you should check it out. I will try to find a link so you can check out their stuff, and I'll put the link in the description of this video. Exciting, right? So, let me do a little screen sharing here. And as they say, what was it? When Genesis did their album where they were just three guys, they did an album called And Then There Were Three. Now, I get it. Chicago technically is this huge collective of people right now. But check this out, all right? And I'm not going to play audio here, all right? But I'm looking around for original guys. Now, stop the tape here. We got Lee Loughnane. Lee Loughnane. That is not Robert Lamb, although it looks a little bit like Robert, right? It's not him. There's Neil Donnell. Robert would be back here. So there's another guy back there that's not Robert Lamb. And this guy here is not Jimmy Bankow. All right? So it was the three of them not that long ago. And now it's just one guy. Yeah. And people have been telling me, I went to the show. I didn't really recognize anybody other than Lee. So Lee has been in this band since the very beginning, started playing trumpet when he was 11 years old, is a great player, but he's it. People have been telling me that, Jimmy has been sick quite a bit and missed a lot of gigs, and Robert was not looking good out there recently. But just rolling the footage here. And you've got Neil playing guitar, which you didn't have initially. That's new that he's playing guitar. He was just out there singing and at times looked a bit out of place. That was one of my complaints about Neil Donnell. His stage presence, and he looked awkward out there. He's gotten better. I still like Jeff Coffey. And obviously, I still love Jason Scheff, and those guys, I think, were better for this band. But some people believe that Neil's voice is closer to Peter's voice, or I think the guys in Chicago actually said that his voice was better than Peter Cetera's voice, which, sorry, man. No, but, he's grown on me a bit, who knows how long he's going to be able to sing these songs because they're difficult songs to sing. But this is becoming a tribute band. And you know what, folks? For my money, I think I'd rather go see Leonid and Friends. It's more interesting. There's more going on. They're more precise in their presentation. These guys are still good, and clearly everybody's a pretty decent musician out there. But I don't know. I haven't priced out tickets. I don't want to do that because I don't want to find out how much tickets are for Chicago. But I've seen Leonid and Friends, and I was right up front, and it was spectacular. And you'll say, well, nobody really sounds like Peter, and they do a pretty good job. They've got a gentleman who sings, the tenor, and he's really good. And they seem to be having a blast out there. Now, I'm not saying that these guys aren't having fun, but is this really Chicago at this stage? And if it's just Lee and Chicago a couple of years ago, I think it was Robert Lamb who said, "Hey, we're just going to have different people out there and it'll be Chicago." And so we continue to document the end of the classic rock era. It's sad. I would not go see Chicago at this point without Robert there. I mean, he would be the main reason to go see Chicago. Now, if he can't perform anymore, I haven't gone to their website. They're very slow to introduce people when they make personnel changes. Um, it's videos like these, quite honestly, that eventually prompt them to make announcements. To say that Robert Lamb is leaving Chicago and Jimmy Pankow is leaving Chicago. Some people say Panko. I've always said Pankow, so I don't know. But if they announce that, that's not good publicity, and obviously people aren't going to show up to see them. That's the problem. I mean, if bands get outed and you say, hey, there's zero original members, do you care? The casual fan obviously doesn't care. Now, I think this is too much of a departure from what this band was. Those of us who lived through the 80s, we loved the Chicago of that era. I loved the Jason Scheff era, Jason Scheff, Bill Champlin, who are both, by the way, still out there. When I had Studio Deluxe on the show, I said, hey, all of these ex-Chicago people, can't you guys just get a band together and go out there and play Chicago music? I mean, has anyone heard from Lou Pardini since he left? I mean, what's he up to? Great keyboardist, great singer. Bill is very active. In fact, Bill Champlin is on the new album that I was previewing yesterday, The Missing Toys. He's going to be on that, and he's on the Studio Deluxe project that I just talked about. So he's constantly busy, and I had the chance to see him in concert. I think it was last year with the Players, with Jeff Coffey and Keith Howland. So, yeah, Chicago, by the way, one of my all-time favorite bands. I mean, what a catalog. Thank goodness they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right? Took too long, but they're in. But this isn't that band. This is a completely new band with different people who you're not familiar with handling vocals, and I don't know, man. It's getting weird out there, and that's why I say I'm documenting the end of the classic rock era. So, anyway, check out Studio Deluxe. Great band. Bill Champlin, Keith Howland, Liberty DeVito, who was unceremoniously kicked out of Billy Joel's band. I'll just say that. I don't know all the details behind that, but it didn't look good. Liberty is a good guy, and obviously, a super talented musician. Malcolm Gold, Doug Kistner, and hopefully they'll come out with more stuff. They've got a couple of tracks out there, one called Easier Said Than Done, and another tune called Nothing. So there you go. There's your Chicago replacement band. You could check out, what is it? CWF as well, which is Champlin, Williams, and Freestat. That's an amazing project. They've got at least 2 or 3 albums. I think I have all of them. Just another amazing side project. And Jason Scheff is out there performing. Jeff Coffey is out there performing, and he's spectacular. He just uploaded a great version of a song. I can't remember what song it was, but he just nailed it. He's got a chameleon voice. He could just sing just about anything. And a nice man. I've met him in person. He's just a really nice guy. And his wife, too. Just good people. So, anyway, we continue to document the end of the classic rock era. Chicago, one original member. That's it. Done.